Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel where we learn everything ethical hacking. If you are just joining me, do well to hit the subscribe button, and of course don't forget to like, share and comment on my videos, and lastly turn on the notification bell so I don't get to miss any of my posts. So we've been on an interesting series, the pen test methodology, and it's getting hotter by the day. So we did look up web application pen test, and we saw how to perform web application pen test. So for last week, we were able to go deep, we were able to compromise our target to gain access into the web page, but we couldn't do much last week. So for this week, I will be showing you how to get a shell from that particular web page. It's very important that you know that having access to just the front end, which was that website, you've not really done much, because trust you me, there is actually a database, there's actually a server where that particular web page is communicating with, and which is our basic pen test lab in our case here that we have here running, which is the one with the open port 80, which we've been trying to exploit. So we will be seeing how we can actually get a shell directly that will lead us into this basic pen test lab here to really navigate and see the informations on this particular lab. So sit back, sit tight, relax as we jump right into the session. Alright, so to begin, we will be making use of our lab, basic pen test lab, and our Kali Linux. So on my basic pen test lab, I can just right click here to open the terminal here. This is if you want to see the IP address of our target, or you want to interact with this particular machine. You can see our IP address here, 192.168.153.130 is the IP address of our target, and of course you can do an ls here to navigate all through to see what we have inside this particular directory. So you can see on our target we have some informations here. Let's see. Okay, this is a zip file here. We have Probac, the FTP, blah blah blah, and we have desktop here, documents, download, examples. So these are some of the information. Okay, we have WordPress as well. We have videos, templates, public. So these are some of the informations we have on this particular target. But again, let's jump back to our task. Let's see how we can actually hack and compromise this particular machine right from the web page to give us a shell that we can actually access this terminal, every information you're seeing here right from our Kali VM. So let's jump right into it. We know the IP address already, but we can do a net discover here to quickly get that particular IP address from our target. Mind you, they are all seated on our local network. So very quickly, I have the IP address of my target up already, 192.168.153.130. This is the IP address of my target, and we can just cancel this. But just to confirm, let's see the informations here. 192.168.153.130 is actually our target. So I'm taking up the lesson from where we stopped. So permit me to clear this, and I will come back to my browser since I know that port 80 was enabled on this particular target. Alright, so we were able to brute force this particular target to discover the subdirectories on this target, and we were able to see the secret directory houses that runs with the WPS as the CMS of this particular target. And again, what CMS is the content management system that they used in creating or designing this website. Of course, there are lots of CMS, right? But let's see, I don't have a plugin here, but I taught you guys already, if we have a plugin installed on this site, like on our browser, if we have a plugin here, we can of course use tools like Wapalizer to check the technological stack of this website to see what was used in building this particular website. But since I don't have Wapalizer as a plugin here, as an add-ons here, I don't have the time again. You can do WhatWeb on our terminal. We can just do a WhatWeb here to discover the technological stack of that particular target. Right, WhatWeb here will show us the technological stack. WhatWeb is the command line tool for Wapalizer. It plays same part like Wapalizer, so it wasn't able to identify the CMS. All it did here was just to identify the the web server, which is running on Apache, and you can see the OS here is running on an Ubuntu, and you can see our target. But with tools like Wapalizer will show you the technological stack, right, of this particular target. Wapalizer, let's look that up. Last time I was having issues with it because my Firefox was outdated, so I have Wapalizer here. I've just quickly installed this as an extension here. I'll add this to Firefox. Once that is up, all I need to do is to just refresh our target page, and has that been added? This add-on is not actively monitored. Yep, I'm aware. Okay, yep. So we can see it has been added. We've just added it as an extension here. Allow extension to run in private. Okay, I'll just okay this. So I can close all this now. We've successfully added Wapalizer as an extension. If you don't know how to do this, look up my previous videos on how to perform active reconnaissance and passive reconnaissance as well. You will see I made reference to using these particular tools. So quick just refresh on this page now. You can see our Wapalizer has picked up the information showing the technological stack of this particular website. Right, so let's see what information. So you can see it was able to identify the CMS WordPress, and it's running on version. The WordPress is 4.9.26, which of course it's a good information, because you can check up if this version of WordPress is outdated, and if it's outdated, what are the vulnerabilities associated with it. You can see the programming language here, PHP, right? So you can see the operating system Ubuntu, and the database. We have database like MySQL that is open, and you can see the jQuery that was used to write the JavaScript here, and of course our web server is Apache, as you can see. So these are all juicy information, right, that you can actually use to give you more information about this target. All right, but that's not the case. So we're able to still brute force this particular directory, and we got another directory, which was the landing page, wp-login. We were able to discover WP, was it login or admin now? I can't really see, but let's see the wp-login. That doesn't work. Okay, not found. I think it was admin, wp.admin. This was the page we found. If you're just tuning into my channel, please look up the previous videos. This is actually a series. So this is web application part 3, how to perform web application pen test part 3. So look up part 1 to be able to follow up this tutorial. So our password that we got for this site was admin, and we're able to brute force this out using my password as admin. Just save this here. Alright, so you can see we are logged into the back end of this website. So now what we'll be doing today, we want to actually gain a shell right from our web page here. So all we need to do is actually create a payload, a reverse shell payload, and upload it on this particular target and execute it, and that should give us a session. Of course, we'll also create our terminal, our listener as well to get the communication. So but I will be showing you how to achieve that very quickly. All right, so we are logged in here on this particular website. We've been able to gain access, but what can we do from here? Because we need to try to open a session with the server itself that this particular machine is communicating, this particular website is communicating with, which is our basic pen test lab. All right, so we'll just come back to my terminal, and all I want to do here is to look up for reverse shell that we can use for a PHP. Remember, the programming language was a PHP, so that the system will be able to, the site will be able to decode the script and execute it for us. But before going online, our Kali Linux comes with a pre-install web script that we can use for shells like that, right? It comes with a reverse shell that we can use. To access that, we'll just do cd. We're trying to navigate to that particular directory now. I'll just do user share user share uh, web shells is the directory. Web shells. I'll just do an LS here. Let's see what we have here. So we can see for ASP, SPX, CFM, JSP, Laudanum, we have for Perl, we have PHP, and all these are all programming language. For example, PHP there that we all know. So I'll just try to, since our site is making use of the PHP for interpreter for the programming language there, which we saw using Wapalizer, for instance. Here you can see that PHP was the programming language used here. So we need to find a script, a PHP script that we can use to set up our reverse shell. So I will just navigate into that PHP it's a directory. So just see the PHP. I'll do an ls. So we have lots of script here. We have lots of script here as we use. This is for find socket, PHP for backdoor, set up a backdoor, PHP reverse shell.php. We have the likes here. So what we want to achieve is actually for a reverse shell. We want to create a reverse shell. So we will use this. So to open that, let's use our text editor. Let's use Pluma, for instance. PHP PHP-reverse PHP-reverse command Pluma not found. I don't have Pluma installed on this PC. You can use other mousepad. You can use other mousepad like Nano to open this particular file. You can just use Nano, and file was php-reverse shell. So I'm opening this with Nano text editor. So I will just copy everything I have here. Let me see if Ctrl A will work here. Ctrl A does not work, so I will have to highlight this. It's not really giving me all I want. I'll just let me tie this. So I will use, probably I can use a mouse pad, or I can just sudo apt install Pluma, for instance. If I don't want to use mouse pad, I can just install Pluma. I did show us sudo apt install Pluma. I'm not sure. I'm going to look at package Pluma. Let's see, sudo apt-get Pluma. If this doesn't work, apt-get. Let's try. If apt-get does not work, invalid operation. Alright, so probably I will have to get that from GitHub. Notwithstanding, we have lots of text editor. I can use mousepad. To open that PHP. Vim is also there. It's also a good text editor. So I'll use mousepad to open this. Alright, so I have it open here on mousepad. So I will just copy this particular shell here and make edit where necessary. You can see the part where we need to edit on this particular script. So you can see where we need to edit. So change this. We're going to change this port, and we're going to change this IP address to our machine. But I'll just Ctrl A, Ctrl C, copy the information here, because I don't want to make edits on the original file that I have on my system, because of course I can still make reference to this particular file sometimes. So I'll just navigate out from there, file. So let's navigate to our desktop, CD download. CD download. I want to. Let's use desktop, for instance. Let me work inside desktop for today. So let me see what I have in the desktop directory. Alright, good. I don't have anything, so I'll just create a new file here. I can just do mousepad. Mousepad. I can just say shell.php. And I will paste what we copied. So all I need to edit this particular script here. to edit. This is the only part they want me to edit. They say change this and change this. So I'll change this IP address to my own IP address, the IP address of our Kali machine, and I'll set up a listening port here, right? So let me quickly see the IP address of my Kali VM. So to check our IP address, I just do an ifconfig here. Let's see, 192.168.153.128. I'll just come here and I'll edit this to 192.168.153.128. Just to confirm, 192.168.153.128. absolutely. So I want to set up, the next thing I need to change that is the listening port here. What ports do we want to listen on? I can decide to do quadrant 2 or 44444, it's as desired, right? So I can just do quadrant 2. All right, so 2 in 4 places this way, and I'll just save this file. You can see our save here. Just click on save here and our document is saved. You can see the color has changed as well. So all I need to do is to close this. But if you can read up this particular PHP reverse shell here and read up information about it, but that's all I need to do from here, and I will close this. If I do an ls here, you see that we have a shell.php here, right? The next thing I want to do is to go to our targets and upload this particular shell .php file. So I'll come back to my browser. So we have the dashboard this way. All I need to do here is to come to plugins. Let's use the plugins. Let's upload it as a plugin, and I'll come to add new. Alright, next thing I'll click on upload plugin. I hope my screen is not too small. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Alright, I think this is better, 133. Alright, so click on upload plugin, for instance, and it's requesting us to browse the file that we want to upload. So I'll click on browse file. This should, alright, so you can see on our desktop directory we have a shell.php here. So I will open, it's already there, so I'll just click on the open beneath here, and you can see we have it here, shell.php. All I need to do now is to install this particular plugin, right? I'll just click on install. Okay, only .zip archive files may be uploaded, meaning it's failing to upload, right? And let's go back. Let's try to zip that file. Let's see. It's failing to upload. So I'll just come to my terminal. Let's zip this file, for instance. So I can just do a gzip, or let me do compress shell.php. Alright, so if I do an ls here, I'm able to zip this particular file. Now let's see if that will work. I'll come back here and I'll upload plugins again. Browse. So this is now zipped. Let's see if this will work. Install. Only the zip archives may be uploaded. It's still failing to upload. Let's go back. But notwithstanding, we need to check. Probably it's showing disabled. It has actually uploaded. But let's see. How do we check that? I'll just come to my browser. Let me open a new tab here. Let's see. There's a particular default path for WPS where they save all the uploads, right? I can just do. Let me do Google here first so that I can be bigger. Right. All right. That you all can see. So I will just search here. Default WordPress login. No, upload directory, upload path. We're trying to know the part where WordPress saves the upload. So it's loading. Alright, so it's usually saved by default. WordPress stores all your image and other media files in the wp slash dash content slash uploads slash the folder. Alright, so this it's a good information. wp slash content dash content slash uploads. So on our secret blog, I will turn back to my secret blog here. I will edit this. I'll edit this. Let's see. We're trying to see if that has been uploaded. This secret. All right, wp dash content. This was the part content slash upload. I want to believe slash upload. This was the part we saw, right? Enter. Let's see. Maybe I didn't get that correct. I might have to look up again, but let me give it time to load. Let's see. wp dash content uploads. All right, so we are in phase. Let me see. It's still loading. Secret slash wp. All right, so I've actually discovered the issue we've been having. It has to do with the format of the zip that we have been using, right? Remember, it's requesting for a .zip file, but we've tried compress, we've tried gzip, but that didn't really work. So let's just use the normal zip format now. So again, this is the file that we want to zip here, shell.php. So I'll just do zip and I'll specify the format that I want it to shape into, php.zip, right? And I'll specify our target file, which is shell.php, and I'll do this. If I do an ls here, you can see that it carried a .zip file, which is what the system there wants, the WP site actually wants to read. So but I have created one already that I've uploaded, so I'll just quickly change this. So I'll just do move. Let me just rename that. I'll just do move shell, and I will just probably change the name to bshell.php, right? So I'll just hit enter here. When we do an ls now, you can see we have bshell.php.zip, right? So let's go ahead and try to upload this particular file. So I'll come back on my plugins here. You can see upload plugins. I'll click on upload plugins and I'll browse the plugins that I want. You can see bshell.php. I will hit open here and we have it here, and I will click on install. Alright, just give it some time. Alright, so you can see installing plugin from uploaded file bshell.php.zip, unpacking the package. So it's installing the plugin. The package could not be installed. No valid plugins were found. Plugin installation field. But the important thing is that it has been uploaded, even though it couldn't read it because it's actually not a real plugin. But let's find our file. Remember, I've told you the parts already. So we'll just come here. I can just open a new tab here. So that will be our target 192, right? This was on the secret directory, and it's usually on wp. The path is usually wp dash content. wp dash content. What is happening? Why it's my keyboard? wp dash content. Alright, slash uploads. Alright, so this is the path. Okay, so you can see it has loaded this part for us, and 2024 is the present year because it will show you the year it was uploaded, the month. This is July, and you can see the date here. So I'll just hit enter. Now you can see we have two here, right? This was the first one I did. Now we have bshell.php.zip. All right, now we have this installed here. We have this uploaded on our site here. If not that it zipped, we could have just go ahead and initiate this particular script now, and it will give us a session, but we wouldn't do that for now because we want to first of all unzip this particular file to make it readable. Because if I click on this file now, what will happen now is that it will start downloading this file as against what we want to achieve, right? Because the system cannot read this particular file. All right, so what I want to do next is I'll come back to our page here, and I'll come to plugins. Let me load plugins. I'll come back to our plugins here, and I'll see add new. You can see the add new here. I'll click on add new, and all I need to do here is to search for file manager. We are trying to look for something that we can actually use now to unzip that particular file so that we can render it, right? So that we can execute it. So I will just type file manager, for instance. Let's give it time. All right, so we have lots of file managers here, but what we want to achieve, we are just looking for a file manager that we can use to unzip that particular file so that we can execute it. So I'll just click the first. So remember, this is still on the admin portal. So due to the current security upgrade on WordPress, these issues have not always been here, but now you can see they've actually upgraded their security. So the file manager is downloaded completely. I'll just click on activate. So usually it will just upload your shell and click, and once the shell is uploaded, once you try to click on that particular shell or your uploaded a script, you will get a session here, that's your uploaded file. But now you see the hurdle we had to go through. So now I'll just try to, okay, I have the file manager here open. I have the file manager here, the WP file manager. All right, so the next thing I want to do now is we need to open this file manager. You can see the file manager here on my left hand side at the bottom here. I'll just open the file manager. All right, so with the file manager up, all I need to do here is to navigate to look for our file. Thanks. Is to look for our files where we have our files so that we can unzip it. It's usually under the part already, WP content. Inside the content directory we have the plugins, which is the plugins here. You can see WP file manager. Let me see. I don't have it here. File folder manager PHP, we don't have it here, so probably I'm on the wrong directory. Let me see, upload 2024. Yep. Okay, so this looks more like our directory. So I'll click on this. Okay, for some reason it's not working, but this should be our directory. Okay, so we can see we have our files here, right? So I will just right click on the first. I'll just right click on the first and unzip. Let's see, extract file from archive, which is actually what we want to do, right? Extract a new folder. No, extract here. So extract file from archive, B shell, replace old file with new one, it contains folder. All right, so let's try yes. Okay, so you can see we have it here now, shell.php. We have it here now on the file manager, right? So we've successfully unzipped this particular file. All I need to do now is to come back to our path, our login path, or directly from here I can just initiate this, but let's come back to this our path here. You can see if I just need to refresh this, and now you can see we have the shell.php file here. It's already unzipped, but before I engage this file, I need to set up our listener. So to set up my listener, I will just thought I had alias here. All right, so I will just do netcat nc -nvlp, and our listening port that we said was 2222, right? So I will come back to our browser. All right, I'll just click this file, and that's all I need to do. You don't need to do much because you're not expecting it to load. It's not actually a real information there that you're expecting to see a response. But let's go back to our listener. We should get, you can see we have a session now open here, right? I can do ID for us here. You can see who are we logged in as. All right, it's not okay. Let's do who am I. You can see the directory we are in, but again, this is not an interactive shell, right? I've taught you how to spawn a TTY shell, right? Let's quickly get a more interactive shell. So I will just come back to my browser, spawning a TTY shell. I've taught you this already, so we'll just do spawning a TTY shell. A good repository will be that of Pentest Monkey. I've taught you all these before. Let's see if there's any from Pentest Monkey. Spawning a TTY shell. Let's see if there's any, but if there's not, I'll just take the first one from Zachella here, from SecWiki. I'll just go with the first. Alright, so all I need to do here is, let's use the first one, which is a Python. So I will just copy this. I'll copy everything here on this Python. Remember, we're trying to get a more interactive session, right? So I'll just copy this. I'll come back to my terminal. It was on the second tab. So all I need to do here is paste our TTY shell that we've just copied. I will paste this and I will hit enter. We should get a more interactive shell. I'm not sure that worked. I'm not sure. Let's do an ls here, for instance. We've not gotten a more interactive shell. That didn't work. This is what we copied here. Alright, so let's try another. Let me see if I can get another. Alright, let's try. Let me see. Let's try the second. Let's see. Alright, so I'll come back to my terminal again, and I'll go to the second tab. Alright, so I'll paste it again. Let's see. Syntax error unexpected. This didn't work as well. Let's try another. Perl. The one is Perl here. It's actually PHP, so Python would have been the best bet here. Let me try this. If this doesn't work, I'll try Perl one more time. Okay, so I'll just paste that again. Remember, we are trying to get a more interactive shell, so I will hit enter. I'm not sure that worked. Ctrl Shift V. Okay, I'm still not sure this worked. We've not gotten a good shell yet. You can see we've not gotten a good interactive shell yet, but we are logged into this target. If we do an ifconfig here, for instance, ifconfig, you can see this is the IP address of our victim's machine, which is our basic pen test lab. I can do host name, for instance. Let me see. You can see we have VTSec, right, which is the host name of our basic pen test lab. But all we've been trying to achieve is just to get a more interactive shell, right? Let's see if this will work. Let me come back to my terminal. Alright, so I'll just paste that again. Okay, of course, this still doesn't work, but you can go ahead and try and explore other means that you can use. But I want to believe this was more than helpful. So basically, this is how to compromise a target machine. You can navigate here, do whatsoever thing you want to do. From here we can navigate into the home directory, cd home. Even though we've not gotten a good interactive shell here, you can see Marlin Spike here. We can just navigate into Marlin Spike. So but basically I want to believe this was more than helpful, right? So I'll just do an ls here. So this is everything we have in this Marlin Spike. You can see we have WordPress here, and we have some randoms, zipped exploits here, as you can see at the surface here. So we can navigate into the WordPress directory. Let's see what do we have inside here. But above all, I want to believe this was more than helpful. You see that we had lots of issues, lots of challenges, but at the end we still find our way through. So again, like I will always say, pen testing, it's not a straightforward journey and it's not a walk in the park. You hit hurdles here and there, but the thing is, Google, always make Google your friend. Learn to make Google your friend. For every issue you are having, there are people that must have had the same issues. So when you hit a particular error, or when you are faced with a challenge, just go online and look up to try and triage that particular issues.
Alright, so with that being said, we've come to the end of today's lesson. If you're just joining me, please do well to hit the like button, and of course don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you all in my next video.